You go live?
Yes.
Charlie, we're live.
Yes. See, getting with you. Be a pain in my.
Yes, we're live, honey.
I know.
Thank you all for being here. We're welcome to A Course in Miracles, followed by Chanting for Change. I'm Teri Angel here with my co-host Karen Palmer. Hi, Karen.
Hi.
And we have a beautiful family with us tonight to do a discussion. So Karen, would you get us started here with our going into our hearts for this session?
Okay, so this is where we invite ourselves to drop down into that true heart, to quiet all the busyness of our day, and to be open to seeing with a new way of seeing, to hearing with a new way of hearing, and to feeling back into our true, original, innocent self. What would you see? The choice is given you. But learn and do not let your mind forget this law of seeing. You will look upon that which you feel within. If hatred finds a place in your heart, you will perceive a fearful world, held cruelly in death's sharp-pointed, bony fingers. But if you feel the love of God within you, you will look out on a world of mercy and of love. It's like that beautiful song, What Kind of World Do You Want? It's kind of a beautiful thought to keep thinking over and over in your head. How would I like to see it? I like that. I mean, I think that's a new thing. I'm gonna use that for myself. How would I like to see it? How would I like to see this? When something becomes, in my view, that could be upsetting, we can always ask, how would I like to see this? Or how would spirit have me see this? How would love respond to this? You know? So another great opportunity for healing.
Here is, and Karen, the words that stuck with me, I was taking it all in what you were reading, and mercy and love. Isn't that just a beautiful thought? Just to be in
Yeah, I like those words too.
Yeah. Takes you to a really peaceful place. We have a beautiful audience. Welcome everyone that's coming in and finding us. So happy that you all are here. So we are on day 15 already. I don't know if you all read the blog last night, but it's like the blog was called A Month Half Full. And it's all about perspective, the way we look at things. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're rewiring, we're getting rid of those old beliefs and old concepts. And how are we looking at things? So how'd you all do with that lesson 14? Anybody do the lesson yesterday?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's it's becoming very logical to me. The practice is harder.
Yeah.
But I get that God didn't create a meaningless world. I mean, that just clicks and makes sense. So practicing it again all day, I do it way more than they suggest because I need it way more than they suggest.
I'm glad to hear that, Sharon, because I thought I was the only one. Like, you know, throughout the day as it just comes in and pops in my head. And I'm like, oh, okay. I wonder if anybody else does it more than 3 times.
They said you can do it more than 3 times on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need it, right, Charlie?
Yeah. It was hard, you know, doing all the things that happened in the world, and then, you know, and God didn't do them, you know, but it was hard. Like the reality is that they did happen, but, you know, but then it wasn't God that did them, you know, so they really didn't happen, but they did happen. You know, it's hard getting over that reality of saying it didn't happen, because, you know, I'm thinking of the floods in California there, and the people that died, you know, people washed away in cars, or maybe in the flood got washed away, or tornadoes down south. And in reality, these things did happen. But reality is God didn't do them. So.
You know, Charlie, if I could just say this, and I always hesitate, but this is safe space, so I'm going to say it. I don't know when exactly this was written, and Teri, I didn't see the history of it, but I think it was this last century, 1930s, 50s, 20s, something like that. And I think it aligns difficultly with religious perspective that God is doing everything on earth. When my belief has become God has created us and we have free will to choose how we act, and everything we see is of our making, which makes this God didn't create a meaningless world logical for me.
Right. Yeah, I understand that it wasn't God, you know, God didn't, you know.
You know, Charlie, I can understand where you're coming from, especially when you see things like what's going on in California right now. But you know, that wonderful piece or lesson that Karen read when we opened to get us into our heart, it said that if hate is in your heart, you're going to live in a fearful world. I would like to turn that around and say that if fear is in your heart, you're going to perceive a hateful world. So we have to replace that fear with love so that we can see when these things happen. It's not something to be fearful of or hate, but that to tell you the truth, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. But what
You're
I'm
saying it
trying
very
to say
well.
that if we have love in our heart,
Right.
we have a better perception of those things that happen, and we don't have so much of an emotional investment in them because we know that God loves us and that everything will be all right, that he will make everything all right. I don't know. I hope that makes sense to anybody.
Here's another way of looking at things that's happening in California. What's happened in California has brought so many people into collaboration to working together to help to make a more beautiful and more loving and more wonderful community for all the people who are suffering right now, who are struggling right now. There's been, they had a beautiful news briefing to talk to all the people so that we could see that the people who had been evacuated were able to go back to their homes, that there were the bucketeers were there volunteering to pick up and bring buckets to help in clearing out. There were thousands of volunteers that were lined up to come, and that's God to me. That's absolute oneness. That's us witnessing a mercy, a world of mercy and love. And honestly, that was what I was excited about looking to see when I was hearing about all the tragedies and the challenges that people were going through. I was remembering the fires, and I was thinking about how people who were neighbors, who lived in the same neighborhood for over 20 years and had never really even talked to each other, we're all in this shelter together, and we're getting to know each other. We're getting, and because of that, many of the people who were struggling and having this time to have this, you know, the mudslides and the floods and everything, they were finding each other as neighbors, as friends, and checking in. And are you guys okay? Is everything all right? We're over at this shelter. You know, it was really something beautiful to see. And so what I would say, when we say that God did not create a meaningless world, I would put it this way, kind of like what Sharon was saying. You know, we have the illusion and the belief that we have a split mind, that we believe in our imagination that we have been cast out of heaven, that there's been some kind of a separation from our loving creator, and that on some level we have an unconscious guilt that we did something wrong and that something has happened. And so a lot of times we aren't conscious of the things that are happening in the world, and things happen because we're fearful of them, not wanting them to happen. And when we put that energy in, whatever we focus on expands. And so I'm not saying that California brought this on itself. I'm saying that when situations like this come up and we are in these terrible tragedies, look for the helpers. Watch for the love. And what are we looking, just like what he said in the very first sentence. The very first sentence that he said there was, what would you see? The choice is given you, but learn and do not let your mind forget this law of seeing. You will look upon that which you feel within. So I was feeling within the love of God. I was feeling within the absolute oneness. That's what I ask every morning. Please show me the evidence. There's enough fear, false evidence appearing real, but show me the evidence of the oneness. Show me the evidence of the absolute love, and show me what perfect love is, because I really don't know. I have no idea as a human what perfect love is. So show it to me. And that's what I have been witnessing. I mean, over and over again.
That's
Yeah.
what I was trying to say.
We believe you, Jean. Heart Math in California has been measuring the frequency of the planet for years. And one of the interesting things that came out about that is when there is a tragedy, like what's going on in California and what happened at 911 and all of the big, really tragic events, and they measure the frequency after that happens, and it's off the charts because people come together in compassion. We want to just show that love to each other and support each other. And Karen, I am so happy to hear that that's what's going on right now in California. I'm really happy that people are thinking of others even as they're going through that tragedy themselves.
Yeah, strangers. Our local vet had, a flooding, and strangers, she was saying that they had just purchased it 8 months ago, and they put all their money into it and everything, and they were just, devastated. And they said, and strangers were just coming up and saying, "Can we help? What can we do? What can we do?" And she said, "I just felt like I was a neighbor here now. I felt like I felt like everybody just came together, and it was, it's a beautiful thing when we get to witness that."
It is. Oh, wow.
And
Go ahead, Sharon.
I'm blanking on the event from We the World that happens in September around International Peace Day. What the title of it is, I forget. But it starts on September 11th, which you
11
mentioned.
Days of Global Unity.
Thank you, Karen.
Mhm.
And I remember the conversation last year was, can we imagine a world where we can do what Karen is describing, where we come together as neighbors, where we see as close as we can get to perfect love without a catastrophe, without some major event that gathers us up because our hearts are broken for whatever happened? Can we do that when our hearts are filled?
I know. I just love that whole thought process of yes, we can. And, we chant for that every night. That's our main purpose of coming together, is to bring more peace, love, and joy out into the world through our heart and our intention. So I believe we can, Sharon.
I think we're holding that vision together right here, right now. As you just said that out loud, I just kind of saw it, like in my eyes. It just popped up, and it was like, yeah, a world that works for all of us. That's what we're all ready for. We're ready for that miracle. We're ready to see that, and so let's just keep using the power of perception.
Absolutely.
Keep seeing it real. Keep seeing it and holding it together, because we strengthen each other. We strengthen the idea as we talk about it. We strengthen the idea, and we weaken the false ideas and the false illusions when we pay no mind. Pay it no mind. Pay it no mind.
Mm-hmm.
Focus all your attention on the love and the mercy.
And I think that's what this A Course in Miracles lesson is doing. It's helping us. What did you just say, Karen? Put it out of mind, not to
Pay
think.
no mind.
Pay no mind.
Swish and dismiss.
That's right. Well, I love Pam Grout's take on this next lesson, the one that we're doing today. My thoughts are images that I have made. And so she tells a story about when she was being interviewed, and she said usually at the end of each interview, somebody says, what would you like to leave us with? What's the thought that you want us to have? And she says, nothing could be more vital than to be suspicious of that voice in my head. I love that. And I think if we just pause, I love using the pause. If we just pause and say, what is that voice in my head saying right now? Because it's not real. Where's my heart? What's my heart saying? And just be suspicious when we're looking at the things like Charlie was saying. It's kind of hard sometimes to say, that really is happening, and go back into the heart and know that, God didn't create a meaningless world. We didn't create a meaningless world, that there is meaning in the world. And that's what we're talking about, having compassion, having a love for life and a love for each other. Yeah, Kathy Ann says, I like when Pam calls the voice the ass hat. He doesn't pull any punches. Let me tell you, this girl, I just love Pam Grout. And her take on A Course in Miracles has really, it's really opened me up to want to do it more when I can have fun with it. And that was what she said about the last lesson yesterday. Have fun. And it's, to me, it's that way every day of life. We can just have fun with whatever we're learning because we learn it better and we learn more when we do that. So, Karen, we have a lesson.
We do. We have a great lesson. My thoughts are images that I have made. It is because the thoughts you think appear as images that you do not recognize them as nothing. You think them, and so you think you see them. This is how your seeing was made. This is the function you have given your body's eyes. It is not seeing. It is image making. It takes the place of seeing, replacing visions with illusions. This introductory idea to the process of image making that you call seeing will not have much meaning for you. You will begin to understand it when you have seen little edges of light around the same familiar objects which you see now. That is the beginning of real vision. You can be certain that the real vision will come quickly when this has occurred. As we go along, you may have light episodes. They may take many different forms. Some of them are quite unexpected. Do not be afraid of them. They are signs that you are opening your eyes at last. They will not persist because they merely symbolize true perception, and they are not related to knowledge. These exercises will not reveal knowledge to you, but they will prepare the way to it. In practicing the idea for today, repeat to yourself first, and then apply it wherever you see around you, using its name and letting your eyes rest on it. This dog, Kaylee, is an image I have made. That picture hanging on the wall is an image I have made. It is not necessary to include a large number of specific subjects for the application of today's idea. It is necessary, however, to continue to look at the subject while you repeat the idea to yourself. The idea should be repeated quite slowly each time. Although you will obviously not be able to apply the idea to very many things during the minute or so of practice that is recommended, try to let the selection be as random as possible. Less than a minute will do for a practice period. If you begin to feel uneasy, do not have more than 3 application periods for today's idea unless you feel completely comfortable with it, and do not exceed 4. However, the idea can be applied as needed throughout the day.
This episode with your eyes open?
Yeah.
Okay.
Teri, I think you posted this, I don't remember where. I've seen it maybe 4 times today. It's a image of purple, yellow, light color, light body standing on the beach. And it said something like, this is what you see, this is what you will see if we stop looking at, I wish I could find it. Okay, I'm gonna start again real quick. When we stop looking at what is, which is what Karen says, the lesson, my thoughts are images that I have made. then we can see our true selves, which are light bodies, which are energy. And that really, did you post that, Teri, or did I just attribute it to you? Oh, sorry. Okay. But that's kind of what I'm sensing from this lesson, Karen, that we have superimposed images based on our culture, our history, on things that don't have an image. So it seems a little possible to remove that image and just
Yeah,
see
it's kind of our
nothing.
conditioned filters and our programmed filters. And so we think we know, and we have a part of our mind that we still believe is separate from God. And that part of our mind is the I know mind. I already know all this. I already know all this. I already know all this. I've been reading this. I know this. And when you get into that, I know, and I'm the healer, and I know exactly what I'm doing here, and I am a healer, and I can heal that person, and I know what to do. I know what to do for that. I know what to do for that animal. I know what to do. That's when we need to go to spirit right away and say, stop, spirit, take over, please. Because when the I know mind is in control, that is when we are in the illusion of our false self, and we are we definitely have the filter of the ego thought system that we're looking through. And it's like we have to just take a moment to say, this is myself. I can only speak for myself. I have to say to that part of me that's not real, and say to her, I'm not listening to you anymore. I know mind. I don't have any interest in you anymore. And it just dissipates. It just dissolves. It just goes away. It stops being so loud. It stops trying to tell you it knows what to do. And it stops trying to tell you, I already know that. I mean, how many people do you know that you have a conversation with them and you can see them just float out of your range of your talking to them because they already know everything? Oh, I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. That's just how you are. Well, you know what? We have an opportunity here to see everything differently. Everything differently. And that's what I think is such a great gift that we have right now.
It is. I love what's happening with the progression of these exercises, because we're really seeing that. We're seeing that we can look with new eyes. We can see things not the way that they've always been before. And we can open up to possibilities and open up to the world the way we want to make it. Sharon, we want
Yes.
to no judgment, just love. We want to make it where we have compassion and love.
No judgment, just love world.
Yes. Thank you.
I've been holding that vision from the moment I met Sharon.
Yes, you have.
Vision of seeing a no judgment, just love world. And I encourage everyone to hold that vision with everyone you see. Just look to, that's such a beautiful thing.
And then come to the Facebook page, because we're practicing it and having fun with it.
That's right. Yeah. All right. So we're out of
Sharon, how can people do that? That's a great thing for people to do.
Oh, okay. Just if you're on Facebook.
Post that in our group so that people can.
Oh, I will. Thank you, Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If any of you are watching and you're not on our Lessons in Miracles group, please come on in there, as well as in Sharon's new group of No Judgment, Just Love. Oh, and oh my gosh, can we say hello to Gina Marie Burrell? Gina,
Yay! Hi, Gina.
And Gina,
hey, girl.
Welcome home, Gina.
Been practicing 2 lessons a day until she catches up with us. And
don't hurt yourself.
She'd love to come onto Zoom. So Gina, absolutely. The link is in that group in Lessons in Miracles. Go come in there and you'll come onto Zoom with us. So we wanted to say hello to everybody that's on: Kathy Hand, Erica Hoppy, Suzanne Millard, Julie Kiss, Lena Zoffman, Annie Seven, Joanne Castrillo. Wow, we had a beautiful, beautiful group today that joined us for this lesson. So we're going to get off of here and get into our chanting, but thank you all so much for joining us. I think this was a beautiful discussion tonight. Thank you to all who were here. Stay in your hearts and just remember, it's up to you to really get what out of this, what you can, and that's by putting your effort into it. And so I think it's a blessing every day that we come together and figure out what we think about this. So tomorrow we'll see how you do with this lesson of my thoughts are images that I have made. All right. Good night, everyone that's leaving us. We're going to go to our chanting now. Bye, Sharon. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, everybody. Bye. I love you. See ya.
Love you.
Everyone.
All right, we are going to start into our chanting. The first one is Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Karen, if you'll talk about that, I will change it out of the group that was
Yes.
streaming.
So we're going to do this 3 times slow, and then we'll do 108 times all together as our beautiful family. Beautiful Auntie Jean will let us know when we get to that magic number. And then beautiful Teri Angel will lead us in a short meditation on freedom. And then we'll go into our second chant. So we declare that all obstacles be removed. Om Ganapataye Namaha. We declare that all barriers, conflicts, and violence be removed. Om Ganapataye Namaha. We declare that all illusions and illness be removed. Om Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam 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 Ganapataye Namaha. Om Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Namaha. Namaha.
Om Gam
Namaha.
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Ganapataye
Namaha. Namaha. Ganapataye Namaha. Ganapataye
Om Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Ganapataye Namaha. Om
Ganapataye Namaha. Om Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Ganapataye Namaha. Om Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Om
Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha. Om Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om
Om Gam
Om
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Om
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Om
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Om
Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om
Ganapataye
Gam
Namaha.
Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Namaha.
Ganapataye Namaha.
Jai Namaha.
Om Ganapataye
Jai
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Namaha. Namaha.
Let's breathe into our heart center. Focus on that energy that you're feeling in there. The energy that happens when we let go, we break through barriers that we perceive are there, remove those obstacles that we create, and we move upward in our vibration. This is called freedom, breaking free from all the illusion and going into that frequency where miracles abound. And we're going to celebrate that when we chant this next chant. We're going to celebrate miracles everywhere. And this is Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And our miracle Marlene has joined with us to chant. Hi, Marlene. So Karen, if you'll please talk about this, I will type in the words.
Okay, so this is where we chant 3 times slow, and then we'll chant 108 times all together as our beautiful family. Beautiful Auntie Jean will let us know when we get to that magic number, and then beautiful Teri Angel will lead us in the next part of our session. So we declare that all are accepting, aligning, allowing, and awake. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. We declare that all are happy and healthy. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. We declare that all live in peace and harmony and are open and ready to receive miracles. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. 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 Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Nam Myoho
Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Namya Renge Namyaho Renge Kyo, Namyaho Renge Kyo, Namyaho Renge Kyo. Go back into our hearts now. Focus your breath on the heart and focus on love. Love is all that's real. So let's bring that right into us. And holding that energy of love, we're going to chant 3 Oms to give honor to God, and then stay in your heart for just a moment and just let all that love travel up to your brain, and then we'll stay in our hearts to give that love away. So take a deep breath in, focus on love, and let's chant Om. Om. We invite you now to deepen that energy of love, bringing it into your heart with your breath. And then on the out breath, just see it traveling from you to wherever it needs to go in the world. Send it to those places that may be experiencing devastation right now. Send it to the hearts of those who just need hope. They just need a light. Let's be that light. So breathe in love and breathe out love. Breathe in peace and breathe out peace. Oh, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. We invite that energy to travel all over our planet. May every heart be touched by the energy of love, the energy of peace. Om Shanti. How beautiful. This has been an amazing night together. And every night we make this little declaration that there is peace on earth. So, Charlie, would you lead us in that tonight, please?
I would be glad to. This is something that we've been saying every night for 958 days now. And what we do is we say on the count of 3 that there is peace on earth. That peace begins inside of us. So we're going to count down 3, 2,
1.
We declare that there is peace on earth, and we declare that peace begins inside of us.
And so it is.
Oh, man.
Forever.
Ever and ever and ever.
Amen.
And we do this as a group known as the
Peace
for
peace.
Would you like to be a P, Jean?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a P, and she's a P, and
Yep.
he's a P, and
Yeah.
she's a P. Wouldn't you like to be a P?
Be a P and why set
And you are. If you are here watching this or listening to us, you are a P too.
P.
Absolutely, a P for peace. And our Gracie is with us tonight.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
So we all know that the hills are alive
one.
with the sound
Down the chanting
we chant
and
the words and the sprinkling of peace and the smile on face
faces.
because peace is coming around.
one mountain when we chant.
And
Peace is coming around the corner.
Mountain when we chant.
Peace is coming around the corner.
Mountain.
smiles on people's
The
faces.
faces.
Peace is coming around the corner.
When we chant.
Kind.
Be kind and Nam Myoho. Gracie.
Yahoo.
My gosh, how beautiful are we? All of us. And we have Jeanette Smith-Wesolowski. Jeanette, thank you for joining in with us tonight. So much love sent to you and to every one of you who came in tonight, whether it was to discuss A Course in Miracles or you came in to send some peace and love and joy out into the world. Stay in your hearts and stay blessed. Like Charlie says, we do this every night. So come back again tomorrow and join with us. And we will see you then. We leave you with
Namaste.
Yeah.
Have a great day, morning, afternoon, and evening.